Welcome back to Season 2 of Sailing Sitka. We are Jay and Kenna, two young Canadians who stepped outside the box of comfort and decided to act on their ambitions of sailing around the world. We first set sail from Victoria, BC, Canada, and have been adventuring around Mexico ever since. In this season, we'll be sailing on, further south and closer towards our dreams of exploring everywhere the sea touches. So sit back, subscribe, and enjoy the ride.
Good morning, Vietnam! Or Wymus. This is day 7 in the yard, so we've been here for a week. We just got back from dropping off our laundry. That went pretty good, apart from the fact that if you guys want to guess how much it costs to laundry here, it is quite expensive, more expensive than you would expect. So to do 3 bags of laundry was $45 Canadian. So anyways, we're back on the boat right now, and what we're about to do is go sea-tall the main mast. So first of all, I have to climb the rig. Actually, let me walk this back. Before that, we gotta tune the rig. We noticed there's a bit of a slight slant to starboard, so we're gonna tighten a bit on the upper shroud on the port side, and that should solve that. And then I'm gonna climb the rig with some sandpaper and some thinner. So I'm gonna sand the mast all the way from up to down. The good thing about sea-tall is I don't have to, like, it hasn't cracked anything, it's still in really good shape, but I'm just doing a maintenance coat basically. So every year you want to do one more coat. So I'm gonna sand it at 220 grit and then go up with my little coffee can, which I'm gonna put sea-tall in, a brush, and you know, it's not about being pretty, it's just giving a good coat on there because the sun is pretty insane here, so it does crack the wood if you don't like oil it or sea-tall it or use a varnish of some sort. So we're gonna protect it. So that's what we're doing. So the goal is to get the main mast done today, and then tomorrow we'll do the Mizen, and if we have time after the Mizen, we might attempt to put the track up, the main mast, so the new Tides Marine track. But before that, I have to adjust the track and make sure she's good. So all this to say, let's get going. Let's go up the rig. All right guys, just finished tuning the rig as good as we can. Wood naturally has bends in it, so it looks kind of off, but from forward it looks in columns. So we're just gonna climb up right now, go all the way to the top where the white meets the varnish, and then I'm gonna start sanding, and Kenna's gonna lower me feet by feet basically, and I'm gonna sand and clean as I go down. And then depending on what time it is, we'll have a little break, and then I'll go up and then all the way up, and then I'll start varnishing on the way down. And Kenna's gonna have a water hose up here, so in case I splatter, she's gonna be able to hose it off because it'll dry like this and be stuck on the deck. So let's get going. Let's see if I remember how to climb this thing. It's been 4 months. I'm also bringing like a hammer and some pliers so I can make sure that it tracks as straight as possible, so that when we bring up the Tides Marine track, we don't have issues.
Are you filming on yours?
Huh?
Are you filming on yours?
No, I am.
Yeah. Back when we broke our spreader offshore, our track bent so bad because we have an external track, and ever since that it's just been shit, to be honest. The sail gets caught coming down and everything. So like we've told you before, we bought a Tides Marine track. So Jay is just making sure the track is in its best shape, straightening it out, hammering it down, so that when we do install the Tides Marine track, it'll go on smoothly, hopefully. The yard can be an odd and demotivating place to be. In our case, we pull long, hard days so that we can be in the water as soon as possible. Not only to save money, but to also enjoy exactly why we chose to do this lifestyle. So each and every day, we wake up at 6 a.m. so we can tackle a 10-hour day, accomplishing whatever tasks we can handle. In this case, the next 2 days consisted of being hoisted 60 feet from ground level to sand and varnish our 2 wooden masts.
All right guys, so you can notice there's a spreader boot there and not there because I just removed it. and the spreader was drooping down, and that's why we had a cork in the mast here. So I raised it, and now we're good. This is where it should have been the whole time. I don't even know how that happened. This is where it needs to be. And then we're gonna whip that there so it can't come down. And you can tell where the old tape was, it was white, but then this is where what the sun does. This is how strong the sun is out here.
All right, Jay is about to go up the mast again for the second time today. Now he is sea tolling.
Also, not recommended to do varnish when it's this hot or sunny, but it's the desert in Mexico, so. Or do varnish at dew point, which is the only time it's not hot here. So pick your battles, people.
Yeah, literally.
Pick your battles.
What hurts the most when you sit in that?
My hips and my boys.
He's off to the races. He's pulling in the lead. He might take first. Oh, he's slowing down. He might not take first.
Kenna's doing the last 7 feet there that we can do from the ground. I'm giving the boys a break. I've sweated in some weird spots right now. This is what my stomach looks like, by the way, from the harness. So yeah, that's just what friction and 185 pounds swinging around looks like with sweat. So what probably took 2 minutes of videoing took what, an hour maybe of varnishing, and then another hour and a half, 2 hours of prepping, sanding and cleaning. So 3 hours to sand, clean and do 1 coat, which is all we need to do a year, so that's not too bad.
After a day up the mast, we decided to take it easy and do something simple yet satisfying. When it comes to putting Sitka's decal on her bum, we use the wet method, meaning we spray the stern with warm soapy water and then apply the sticker directly on top. It works well for us and we're always happy with the results. To some, this may just be a sticker, but to us, it means progress and that everything is slowly starting to come together. More importantly, it's another step closer to splashing our home into season 2 of cruising, and we couldn't be more excited.
My chicken boo. My chicken boo. Okay, good morning, people. This is morning of day 8.
I don't know what day it is anymore.
It's been a week exactly of boat work.
And we have a week exactly left.
Yeah, I mean, we could take longer, like it's not like we're getting kicked out or anything, but we don't want to, so we're gonna try to hustle. So yesterday you saw us do the sanding, cleaning and varnishing of the main mast. Today we will repeat the same process, but this time it's gonna be my little chicken nugget going up on the Mizen mast. So I'll winch her up. She's gonna be in a bosun's chair, which honestly is a lot more comfortable than climbing gear, because climbing gear, like, you know, it's not meant to be like in for that long. So like my hips are hurting today, so
I offered. I'm a good first mate.
Yeah, you are. So that's gonna be nice. So I'm gonna winch her up and she'll do the Mizen. I'll be down here like manning the winch because she won't be able to self-climb, so I'll have to physically winch her up. It's actually quite cooler today, which is nice. As I'm saying this, the sun's coming out.
Yeah, literally.
It feels a bit warmer, but it's still like way cooler than the previous days, so that's gonna be nice. Once we're done this, we're gonna switch gears and we're gonna try to put up the, no, we're not gonna try, we're gonna put up the new Tides Marine track up the main mast. So that's the goal for today. So forenoon is Mizen mast, and then afternoon we're gonna be doing the Tides Marine track. So let's get going, people.
We repeated the process that we did to the main mast, but to the mizzen instead, and this time I was up to bat. Somehow, my entire body ached after this task, more so than when I held an orbital sander over my head for hours on end, 4 days in a row. Then I figured it out. Although it seems like a leisurely task, sitting in a chair and painting a piece of wood, my body felt so on edge about the height that every muscle known to mankind tensed up. Let's just say getting out of bed for the next couple of days was a task in itself. But now both masts are protected and I have 365 days to rest before having to go up and do it again. Hi Mom and Dad!
Kenna's now doing just underneath the spreaders. Say hi!
Hi! I don't like it.
Yeah, it's not everybody likes being aloft. But I think it's something that if you're on a boat, everybody that's on board should get comfortable, because in the event of an emergency, if somebody becomes incapacitated and you're the one who needs to go up, it's better if you've been up before in calm conditions on land, versus if you have to go up when it's mayhem, it might not go so well. So it's always a good idea, I think, for everybody, not just the captain, to have kind of a versatile range of things they're comfortable with. I mean, in a perfect world, everybody on board would know everything, but that's just not, you know, a realistic approach, I think. But at least be comfortable with the important things, I think, is quite critical for success when you're sailing, especially when you're sailing offshore in remote areas where you might not be near any help for either hours, days, sometimes even weeks. So you have to be self-sufficient and rely on yourself and on your crew. So yeah, training and experience is hard to replace. Anyways, that's the little update right now. Kenna's doing great. It's really nice today, actually, temperature wise. Like, it feels good. Like, it's like I'm almost cold a bit, but it's probably like 28 Celsius, but it feels cold to us now, which is nice. Anyways, talk to you guys in a bit.
All right, Roni, we took this friggin' thing on 3 flights, a bus, a couple taxis, a hotel from Canada to Mexico, and the time has come, you guys.
Time has come.
Tides Marine track time. Saving our butts for the cruising season.
Yeah, by the way, just for people who are non-boaters, this is like really expensive.
Yeah.
So hopefully this works. Like, this was like, by the time we got it to Canada, it was $2,000 for the track and the cars.
Yeah.
And that's for the mainsail to go up and down, because our original track basically is going to replace this track. It's going to slide over this, and that'll become our new track. So the advantage of this is that it uses the old fittings to hold it. So, because if we were to take this track off, because we have a wooden mast, we'd have to take all these screws, fill them up with epoxy while the mast is still up, and then put a new track, and that would have cost us about $1,000 to do, and then would have been left with the same style of track, and then we'd have had to buy these cars, which we have some, but they're shit, versus now we have like basically the Cadillac and we don't have to put new holes and compromise the mast. So I think it's going to be a very nice upgrade here. Alright, so let's read this. It says stop, do not remove track from box.
Oh.
Before reading the instructions in this box. See? So there's the instruction. I like it. Only 1 page, 4 steps. Test track instructions. Remove the sample piece of track approximately 3 to 6 inch in the box. Oh yeah, there it is, yeah. Attach stout retrieval line to this same metal ring. Use halyard. Pull the sample track to the masthead by hand. If the track becomes jammed, stopped. Okay.
Oh,
so that's the test.
tester, yeah.
Okay, that's smart.
That is smart. These guys are brilliant. Wouldn't it just be nice if it was fantastic the first time?
Yeah, it really is.
Let's go. That was pretty smooth. Let's see how it goes down.
Smooth, yeah. To be fair, the track doesn't need to go down there. So as long as this is good, that went better than I thought.
She's a little bumpy, but
She's a little bumpy.
that's okay. It still goes up.
As long as the track goes up, that was way
Shit! Look at it. How happy is Captain?
Let's see how the real thing goes.
Everything was going so smoothly, or so we thought. After reading more into it, the directions clearly stated you could simply push the track up your mast, but in our case, it was not that easy. We tried pushing and pushing, but barely got a quarter of the way up before it got physically impossible to push anymore. We then tried to put one of the slides in the track, tie a bowl into it with our halyard so that we could attempt to winch it up the mast. This is not recommended by the manufacturer, but we found we had no other option but to try. We gave it our all, and we probably pushed it a little too hard, only because this piece of equipment for Sitka is not only expensive, but the only way we would be able to hoist our mainsail. Without it, we are out thousands of dollars, and more importantly, without the use of our main mast.
Yeah, it's really sad news. I don't think it's gonna work. Like, our track's so bad that it's getting stuck, and we've been at it for like 30 minutes trying to get it down now. And it's taking all our strength. It only made it like
Not even halfway.
Not even to the spreaders. So yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to think something up. I don't know. I hope. I don't know.
We have no words right now.
Yeah. Yep. So, it just started being easier. There it goes.
There it goes. Yes.
Oh, it's not even.
Oh, what the frick?
The problem, I think, is the fact that, I mean, you can tell there's a bit of. The problem is the track's like this, so the test piece they give you doesn't matter because it's only this long, so it goes up and down. But because it S's a bit, this can't turn, right? So it gets bound up, and then it won't move. So. Yeah.
I don't even know. Thank you for watching this week's episode of Sailing Sitka. Stick around for more to come. If you enjoyed, please spread the love and let us know. Special thank you to our Patreon members for making these videos possible, as well as helping our dreams come true. See you all next week.